Zaferia feels like a mixtape that you can walk, and we know it better than anybody else. Coffee, craft, clink, and a little Tiki swagger. We're doing a one-loop perfect Zaferia day. Latte and a burrito, hands-on textiles, natural wine at the golden hour, and a Tiki finale, all within a few blocks. Everything today lives around Loma and Anaheim. No driving, just a neighborhood rhythm from late morning into evening. This stretch grew up as an industrial corridor, rail-adjacent workshops and warehouses, and you still feel that grit and creativity as vintage spaces like Urban Americana and a new wave of small businesses bring it to life. Let's start where a lot of great days do. Coffee. This is my Zaferia reset button. Good time. Burrito, coffee, and the kind of atmosphere that makes you say hi to a stranger. Good Time is Zaferia's living room, a specialty coffee bar that doubles as a community engine. Owner, Joey Villalobos, flipped this corner from rule-heavy to welcoming with a simple promise. Stay as long as you want and make something happen. The coffee program keeps standards high, drinks styled with care, and the cult favorite breakfast burrito anchors the morning rush. But what makes this place special is what happens after the latte. The team opens the room for clubs, classes, and small shows. Think a Monday book club, a second Saturday makers market, and a last Saturday cars and coffee meetup with neighbors. There's even beer and natural wine for lingering afternoons. It's not just a cafe, it's a platform for neighbors with ideas. Why I love it? You come for coffee and leave with a plan. New friends, a project, or the next date on your calendar. I'm here with Joey Villalobos, the owner of Good Time Café, and I'm really excited to delve into some questions with him about the business. So, what was the moment that you realized this is more than just a coffee shop? It's a community.
I think I realized it when I started here as just a barista. So I started as a barista, worked in the kitchen, then I managed it, then I became part owner. So I think when I was just on the floor with everybody and just interacting with everybody in the community and just customers, I realized in those moments that I'm like, there's so much more potential here. So when we became Good Time, I just really honed in and just tapped into all these connections that I made with everybody every day. And I just leaned into it because these people were the bread and butter of all of this. So I just leaned into the community that I saw every day.
I love that. It's so organic.
Yeah.
And you've worked your way through every part of it and you really know it. And so it must have been kind of a natural, kind of a no-brainer when you decided to become part owner.
Yeah, it really was a no-brainer. Like, there was a hesitation of just this is going to be so much on my plate. But I feel like my heart was here and it's been here forever. So I was just I have to do it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And speaking about having a lot on your plate, you guys do so many collaborations with local pop-ups and I know Cars and Coffee. Tell me how those germinated, how they began, and also tell me a little bit about your calendar and who you collaborate with and what fills your calendar.
So the Cars and Coffee has been something that we've been doing even before Good Time became Good Time. So we've already kind of had those roots in and just kept the monthly last Saturday car meets. But we have markets, we have jazz nights and trivia nights and all kinds of different things. I just kind of keep the door open to anybody who has an idea and just send it to me and then we can figure out if it works or it doesn't work. We definitely over the years have become more picky just because it's been so busy and just trying to keep up with the masses and all the inquiries and everything.
What a problem to have.
Yeah. Every time this is great. And I'm always an open door for any idea or anything because I'm I'm not going to hold all the answers. And I know that. And I push my ego aside and I'm all right, I have to lean on these people because everybody has such great ideas. They just need a platform to do it. Yeah. And so I'm I can be that platform. That's easy. Yeah, as long as everybody kind of lines up and it's organic, I'm totally down for it.
Now, I know you have a collab with Hamburgers Nice.
Yep.
Who else does pop-ups here?
Well, we're starting to do more pop-ups on our trivia nights and our jazz nights just to make it just more fun and more just enticing to come. So, last month we collabed with Shady Grove was here. We do a Malaysian street food vendor, Little Longan. She's popped up a few times, just a bunch of different people. We kind of also put the call out to be anybody want to pop up? We have these events. And so, yeah, we just keep wanting to be a jumping off point for people.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. It's so ingrained in the kind of small business community, feel and support that Long Beach is known for.
Yeah.
Speaking about food, so if someone's a first timer, if they've never been here, what's a must get?
I would say probably anything on my the new seasonal menu, which will probably be changing next week because I try to go with like the solstices and the equinoxes, and I just try to be organic with, the time. But right now, I would say the espresso root beer float is so good.
That sounds so good.
It's so good. It sounds like it shouldn't work, but it works so well. And then I would probably just go like a bacon breakfast burrito with avocado. But if you're vegan, we do have vegan options. We have gluten-free tortillas. We have everything. So there's something for everyone. Yeah.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you. Joey didn't just open a cafe. He built a living room for Zaferia. Burritos that earn the hype, espresso that keeps talks going, and a calendar that welcomes everyone. That's why I love starting here. 2 minutes down the loop and we're changing textures. House number 23 is where you can feel heritage with your hands. House number 23 is a Long Beach story with Turkish roots. Twin sisters Melissa and Melda grew up hearing about their grandfather's towel company back in a small village in Turkey, how he chased the best cotton and obsessed over feel. Decades later, the sisters rebuilt that legacy here, turning a family craft into a modern home brand. It still starts in Turkey, handwoven pieces that feel lived in from day one, but the point isn't just fabric. It's how a home feels. That's why they've grown beyond towels into bedding, loungewear, and the little rituals that make everyday life slower and nicer. In a neighborhood built on makers and small businesses, house number 23 reads like a bridge. Tradition to present, Turkey to Long Beach, crafts to daily ritual. Why I love it? You can feel a family story in the details, and you leave wanting to make your own. I'm here with Melissa and Melda from house number 23. I'm so excited to interview them. They're two of the most ethereal beings I've ever known, and I've known them for years. And this is so special to me to be able to talk to them about the history of house number 23, what it is today, and how it incorporates the community into the shop and into their business. The first thing I'd like to start off with is, I know this is a family heritage for you. Take me back to your grandfather's towel business, and what's one scent or sound or small ritual that you bring into house number 23 from that?
So when we are going back to our childhood, I just remember the smell of the raw cotton, because when we go to visit him, that's what we just smell, and what we see is the raw cotton. At the same time, our last name is Erbezci, our maiden name is Erbezci. It's meaning that it's a Bezci means it's a cloth, and Erb means it's great. It's great cotton. Cloth. So it's our last name is the great cotton.
That's so fitting.
So we are the 5th generation in the town, and our grandfather has been doing this for years. But when he passed away, my dad had nothing to do with it, but we came to the United States in 2000. We've been here for 25 years, and it's an honor to bring his business back to here and present our heritage in the US. So like Mary said, every time we go back to Turkey, to our town, which we're in the Aegean part, in the Mediterranean side, every time you go to the fields, and it's fields of olive oil and olives, trees, and cotton fields. So you just it's miles and miles and miles. So it's like every time we go, we're just in it. Bringing that culture to here, it's very special to us.
That sounds so beautiful. And you mentioned a couple things that lead me to my next question. You mentioned heritage. You mentioned your grandfather and your father. And I know that you focus very much on bringing makers and creators into the shop that are not only local, but also there's a heritage to them. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, of course. So this is how it is when we design a product too. We want a product that is long lasting. So our focus is into the natural cloth, the best cotton that you will have it in your house, that you can give it to your kids, because it's going to last for a long time, because it's the best cotton that we're sourcing, one of the best cottons in Turkey. I'm going to go back to your question, like the designers, the artists that we carry in here, we are not, it's the authenticity of the designers or what they design. I mean, we went to Paris as an inspiration trip, Melissa and I, and we wanted to So like we wanted to see some few brands there, which we were so fortunate to make them in person. So we brought back to their heritage here too. So that's our goal from now on, bringing that heritage that designers that have for years and years and years, that bringing that old culture. I know the world is going crazy right now, we all know. So everything is new, everything is brand new, but we want here to be old and feelings and warmth and comfort, and it's just like creative. Kind of like coming in here, you know what, I just forget about everything and I just feel good in here. So we want to create that vibe. And that's why especially we do these events to give our sense of belonging to the customer.
Yeah, and that's something I wanted to touch on too. I know just recently you had like a healing event evening for moms, and I think anyone that walks into the space immediately feels the heritage and the history and the quality that comes from years and years of craftsmanship. And I think that's really, it comes through.
Yeah, it's an inspiration from all these travels that we had. Again, it comes to that, and we did a lot of shows. We did a lot of home and gift shows, like in New York, Atlanta, LA, and we travel a lot with Melda. So we have a different culture. We've seen a lot of cultures. So it's a really mix of feelings of, like sense of feelings of everything here, like the belonging that we want to give to everyone that we left behind from the places that we visited. And it's going to be like that. Like we're going to bring something new, as Melda said, from the old heritage.
That's beautiful.
And we want to mention the Tiki Modern here, like the rock that behind us, for example. Our friend from Tiki Modern, Tayyip, he's from Morocco. This is Moroccan original rock, and we do custom order for the rocks. So where he's coming from, it's from his grandfather's business too. So he goes back and forth to Morocco, work with the old centuries artisans to make the old handmade rug. One by one, 100% wool. 100% wool. Like it's so special. Like this rug over here, it's such an art piece for us that reflects who we are also.
That's beautiful.
So, yeah, or an olive oil from Italy that in Tuscany that is coming from. That it's one of the like the best where the olive trees are, that they source the really good olive oil. So we want to carry it in here and share it with our customers. Or Maris went to like France and brought these like super local fresh sardines from like the 10 sardines. So like we brought, so it's gonna be like little tweaks every time you come in here. Or we carry a ceramic artist from the East Coast. It's Gina DeSantis, and everything she makes is just so much care. And we've seen her one of our New York shows, for example. That's how we discovered her. Again, in one of the travels we had. So, and she's here, and she's gonna be always here. So, or the French dress that you have now, or also the 1900s French dresses that we're going to be carrying in the store. It used to be nightgown, so it's aligned with us. It's 100% cotton and then also hem linen. So we will have that in the shop from now on, or the French workers' jacket. So it's like these old little tweaks. When you come to House 23, you're gonna see these like little pieces of history.
Sounds like everything is so intentionally and thoughtfully curated to reflect your values, to reflect old culture and craftsmanship.
And Carlin, I want to mention. Yeah, she's a Long Beach designer.
Yeah.
Our neighbors at the same time with Kelsey. What she does, it's just mind-blowing. She just works with the old fabrics and old blankets, like quilts, and she makes an amazing clothing line. Her fits, it's undescribable. Like when you put it on, you just want another craftsmanship. It's another craftsmanship. I mean, every Sunday she's at the flea markets and like source on vintage blanket.
Oh, I love that.
With the whole family, they go in Long Beach, like everywhere she goes, and it's like source the fabric. She source, and it's all done with all the vintage fabrics.
So this is what I'm hearing is this is the opposite of trendy and fast.
Opposite of trendy and modern. So,
everything is slow and thoughtfully done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's if we can give that to the customer, like we're the happiest, because that's what we want to give. Just the old, feeling old. Yeah, not feeling old, but you know what I mean.
The heritage.
The heritage.
Yeah, I think that comes through.
Yes. I think this is not only the 6 months of work. I think this is the years and years of inspiration. And our vision that we want to bring back to here. It happened during our dad's health issue. So yes, as Mada said, we will go to see our dad and spend time with him in the morning for a few hours and then come back here and turning our backs to this side, and half of the space what we want to create here, like how we are imagining this space. There was nothing here. It was empty. And we found a visual merchandiser immediately, and we drove things with Mada on a piece of paper, and he is very talented, and he just put all our vision to life. And also Teresa from Petals and Pop used to be a nice, she was here like supporting us through that hard very time, and like very emotionally for her too. So it's like I think the whole business started as a wholesale, like working with the retailers, and then we jump into the online. But our hearts were always, okay, one day we're going to open a shop. One day it's going to happen.
One of the ways that we're connected, other than having known each other for years and being neighbors, is the Whipple Group actually collaborates with House Number 23 for some of our closing gifts. And I love the delight and the joy that people get when they open up our gifts and see your beautiful textiles. And I've noticed that there's a lot of really beautiful natural hues and colors. And I'd love to hear a little bit about the inspiration for that.
Well, we take a lot of nature trips. It's part of our job, but we love doing it as a family. So we take nature trips up in the Northern California, with our kids and with our families during spring break. So with Mada, we just go into the forest, collect all these leaves, flowers, or rocks at the beach. So we just like admiring all the beauty of the nature, and we bring it back home. And our kids, they get mad, like, you cannot collect anything from nature. But we do, but just a little bit. And then we come back home here, and then we share those images and open the Pantene book and try to match it, what we can do with these colors. But everything that is made from our collection, it is all natural dyes. So there are no chemicals. We are working with very old factories in Turkey, and we visit them twice a year. And we know that they work with no chemicals, and it's all natural dyes. That's why our colors in our collection, you will never see any pop-up color. It's because of the nature of the product. And it's all certified organic. It's all certified organic cotton, yeah.
This is incredible. I didn't know this.
So we have a certification from House Number 23 that it's certified organic cotton. All of our towels and bedding and loungewear, yeah.
This is incredible.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time today. I hope that our viewers got to see a little glimpse of how special and ethereal you two are, and how incredible your vision is, what you've brought to life, the heritage of it, and what an important part of the community you are.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to do this.
I'm so happy to.
No, we're grateful for you, Betty.
Twin founders carrying a Turkish textile legacy forward, where you feel the difference. Waffle for light, quick dry days. Terry for cozy sink-in. Simple care, built to last. I love it because it slows you down in the best way. Hands happy, palette ready, golden hours calling it Buvons. Buvons began as a natural wine hangout, then leveled up. Full kitchen, leafy patio, and a menu that invites sharing. We're meeting owner chef Alicia for a pour and a couple of plates. Buvons is Alicia Kemper's love letter to small producers and neighborhood hospitality. She grew up in restaurants and later ran the wine program at a beloved downtown LA spot. But Long Beach is where she built the room she wished she'd always had. Approachable, curious, and genuinely neighborly. Buvons means let's drink, and that's the vibe. Flights that turn learning into fun. Shelves stacked with low intervention bottles, and sit-down prices kept close to retail so you can explore without the anxiety. In 2025, Buvons grew up next door. A full kitchen and a French meets California menu. Seasonal and vegetable forward. The kind of plates that make a glass taste even better. Why I love it? It's discovery without pretense. Come curious, leave with a new favorite producer and a story to tell. I'm here with Alicia from Buvons, a natural wine bar here in Zaferia. At the very beginning, when you began, you were exclusively a natural wine bar, and then you added the restaurant element to it. Tell me a little bit about how that adds to everything that you dreamed of or imagined from the beginning.
I think it adds a more dynamic experience. Like, it's not just about the wine, it's about a lot more. So we can have chefs come from elsewhere, or we can create like a winemaker's dinner and people can like enjoy food. So it just becomes more like layered and more dynamic and like expressive with the wine. So you'll get to experience things just beyond like sipping a bottle or pulling a bottle off a shelf. We can have like a more unique experience.
I love that. So it's a more kind of in-depth exploration of the wines and what can accompany them.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about, it sounds like you have some pop-up chefs come through. Let me hear about that.
We had one a few months ago. His name was Colm. He was from Paris. So he stayed for about a month and a half. So he created like his own unique menu. We still have like our staple boards because people, since the beginning here, we've been doing like cheese and charcuterie. So people come for that to have like just a simple experience. But if they want to have a more expansive like food palette and have like more unique dishes, then it's cool to be able to taste foods. It's basically like Paris is coming to you.
I actually saw that on your Instagram and I looked up the chef and I was like, this guy looks so cool. Yeah. It looks so cool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I missed that.
We have more coming, don't worry.
That's wonderful. And where can people find it? On your Instagram?
Yes, on our Instagram. And then we'll probably update our website soon, but we're a little slower on that.
And can we talk a little bit about the setting? I find it so charming how there's this beautiful back patio, kind of hidden. It's almost like the secret garden, like right in the middle of the city that it's really unexpected and delightful.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was one of the benefits of the space. Like when I saw it, I felt like it was such a unique experience. And like, when you're on the front of the street, you don't expect everything to like keep going back further and further. And I think the garden is like one of the most like calming, like peaceful places that you can just hang out and have a glass of wine.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful place to just sit and relax and kind of decompress, and it's so unexpected.
Yeah.
So I know you offer a lot of wine by the glass and some really unique wines. How do you build a by the glass list that rewards curiosity?
I think we try and not put standard varietals that people are super familiar with. Like we don't often have like a Sancerre by the glass or a Pinot Noir by the glass. We try and do more unique bottles or different grapes, different producers, and like our focus is mostly on French wine. So I think also a lot of people aren't super familiar with French wine. They're more familiar with California. So we just try and do something that is fun, playful, that's approachable, but also like people, if they like it, they can take a bottle home.
So this must be a fun part of it. People may come to you and say, oh, this is what I like. And then you're able to turn them in directions that they may never have come across because they're not as well versed in French wines.
Exactly.
Is that part of, that must be so fun.
Yeah, I think that's a rewarding experience when it turns out positive. Yeah. When it doesn't turn out positive, it's not as rewarding. But
well, no one dies.
That's true. But sometimes like finding like certain styles of wine is challenging for people. Like if they're not used to like these unique layers, especially natural wine, like it's not like conventional wine. So I think that makes it more fun too.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Right now, tell me what one of your favorite wine by the glass and food pairings is.
Probably our favorite wine by the glass. My favorite wine by the glass right now is our Petit Beaufort by Alice Beaufort. So it's they're just outside of Champagne, on like the limits of between Champagne and Burgundy. But they make like a champagne style wine, but it has this like more intense like floral and tropical fruit flavor for Chardonnay, which I think is really fun, and everyone's like blown away by it. So I think that paired with probably my favorite on the menu to eat with that is the moules frites. So French fries, a must, and mussels. So we just do mussels with just shallot, white wine, butter sauce. Super fresh, easy.
Please tell me that you serve your French fries with mayonnaise.
We do. So Luna is like a big proponent of Dijonnaise. So we make a little side of Dijonnaise, and we have ketchup.
That's in my opinion, that's the only way to eat French fries. With your menu, does it kind of evolve with the seasons?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So we change our menu every month. So it's based on like what's available at the farmer's market and sort of like what we're intrigued by. And so a lot of times like we'll run out of certain vegetables, or sometimes it'll change mid-month. So I'll have to make adjustments at that point. But In general, we change the menu like once a month.
So it sounds to me like your menu is very much impacted and affected by what's going on naturally with not just, the climate and what's available, but your wines are also kind of always evolving to be unique and, a little bit off the beaten path.
Yep.
Would you say that's right?
Yeah, and I would say like we change all of it like every single month so people can try new things. We work with small producers, so sometimes I can only get 1 case or 2 cases of certain wines. So if somebody loves it, we're always like, okay, you should get this now. Like we're not going to get more of it until next year. So it's sort of this ephemeral pleasure of like, okay, you get to experience this and you'll never repeat this moment, or unless you come next week or whatever.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I love that. Thank you for sharing that with me. Women-owned, small producer bottles, and a kitchen that cooks with curiosity. Start playful with a pet gnat, let the flight guide you, and share a table. I love Buvons because discovery is the point, and the patio turns tables into friends. Final chapter. A daytime peek at Zaferia's Tiki Heart, the Bamboo Club. Designed by Bamboo Ben, this space is a love letter to Tiki. Woven ceilings, carved details, and a soundtrack that shifts from easy daytime vibes to DJs and live sets after dark. We're here while the sun's still up, but at night, the energy lifts. A classic Mai Tais, big shareable bowls, and a bar team with a flair for the show. Ask about any signature flourishes today. Flame moments vary. Bamboo Ben's craft makes the room sing. Woven ceilings, carved details, drinks with personality. By day, you feel the calm. After dark, it lifts with DJs and big bowls. I love it because it winks, never tries too hard, and that's our loop. Let's wrap with a quick reflection. What I love about Zaferia is how each stop hands you off to the next. Coffee becomes conversation. Craft becomes connection. Wine becomes a table. And Tiki adds the exclamation point. It's a small loop with a big heart. Got a Zaferia favorite we missed? Tell us below and subscribe for more Long Beach neighborhood guides. Stay curious and keep exploring.